right, welcome. So the wheel has turned. The sun has entered Capricorn. You are in the process right now of manifesting, but this manifesting is a different kind of manifestation. It's like you're here and you're like, God, please rescue me. Please save me. Please help me. But what you're learning is how to meet yourself within yourself right now and dissolve fear. You're just doing so many things, right? We're just going to get into that. Let's get into that. Because the wheel has turned and the winter solstice, right? And in order to get here, you've learned some darker truths. In order for you to understand where you're at here in Capricorn season, you've fallen down the rabbit hole and had to understand some darker truths, some very deep, dark truths. One of them we were talking about here at Halloween was how this world runs off loosh, and how something that is of God but not source itself created this world, and that explains the evil things that happen within it, but that this world is made of source itself, love. That's how you see the love. It's the glue that holds this world together. And now what's happening is we are all coming together, and we co-create this world into being. Okay, we co-create this world into being together as a collective through the hive mind. And the hive mind has been hijacked. Now we're restoring that from within with the connection to God, with the connection to source itself, which is beyond this world, which is beyond what created this world. That's who you are. That's what you're activating with. That's the mission. And putting the love back in this world, the positive, expanding with Christ consciousness, but through it dissolving fears, facing the negative, and going beyond this world, learning to live in reality in a whole new way by exiting the programs, but going beyond this world in order to pull the love back in and to raise the frequencies of this whole entire planet, all the life on it. And that is the mission, to collapse time, and to, as time has collapsed, that will elevate the planet even further, and all the life on the planet even further. When you go down this rabbit hole and you see these darker truths, these negative truths, these evil truths, these cold-hearted truths, they're allowing you to expand with your truth. And you're healing from that right now. You're healing from that. And there's going to be a celebration. Yeah, believe it or not, there's going to be a celebration. And this celebration is of security. With King of Pentacles, we're in Capricorn season, and the Queen of Coins. And she's working away with the inner child. And that's to do some earth magic. And this earth magic is literally to clear the air, to work with the air, to expand with the air. So the negative tetrahedron of earth is going to expand with the positive tetrahedron of air, because this is about being balanced and expanding with the positive. Remember, you really understand, the more you focus on the positive, you expand with the positive, you are the positive, you become the positive, it uplifts the frequency of yourself and this planet, which is the mission. Now, here, as you clear the air, you work with the air with this earth magic. And really what this is, more than clearing the air, this is creating stability within the air. That's what's happening here. And here is the mother of creation restoring justice for these, yes, evil things that have happened within creation. But we're not going to continue to focus on these things. This is about what is fresh and what is new, and creating with fantasy now in connection to God, what is high vibe. Now the mother of matter is here with you to restore balance. And this is what is unseen. This is working behind the scenes with the fabrics that weave this world into being. Source. And there is some sort of metamorphosis here happening. Remember, within the air, there's stability being created within the air by expanding with the masculine, by expanding with the sun. And this is part of this manifestation where you're manifesting, you're like, God, just it's time. Like there's something within you that you just know it's time. It's time for you to leave this space. That's why you're like, God, come on, like, let's go. Like, you're literally like, let's go. And it's connected to the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is connected to the Ten of Cups. And we got much into this last time we met up for the new moon in Sagittarius, and you are, right, you're invited to a sacred event. And this sacred event is happening through your connection with the cup here as you expand your soul with your spirit. And this is emotional intelligence. But this emotional intelligence happened through adversity and making you move with God, bringing the God back into this world. You are bringing the God back into this world. You've gone beyond this world, and you're pulling what you've seen, what's happened when you've healed, as you're healing with this adversity of going beyond this world, to come back with action, with the action of God, with the action of Source, with the action of what is divine. But in order to do so, you had to be yourself, to be your authentic self, which is dark and light, which is this and that, which is all, it's everything. And that is where the love happens, the magic happens. The magic happens right here. This is the manifestation and the work that divine feminine and masculine came here and said that they do. They came here and said that they would be their authentic selves and create with their authenticity, and to not try to fit into these programs, but to be the information, to be the light, to be the God within this world, to pull what is of God and beyond this world back into this world in order to elevate it. But it happened through yourself. It happened to you opening up to discovery of yourself, within you. And as you did this within yourself, it activated your tune without yourself. Because when you went beyond this world, you got a divine attunement. And then you come back to this world. Remember, as you shift dimensions and heal your nervous system, to play your authentic tune of love, of the love, remember, again, too, that is beyond this world. It's part of your truth, and it's part of this manifestation. So you saw the truth, okay? The Ace of Swords, brilliant new ideas, inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging new beginning, because it just is the truth. It's all the truth. It's not just the positive truths, it's the negative truths as well. And part of this truth was releasing the burden of this dream right here, and what it looks like, because this dream, the way that you were creating it and putting into formation, was still of the old world. But it's now being called to be elevated of the new, of what is new. The work that is happening within Capricorn season was this dream, right? Was still connected to this space and place. You were still creating this formation was still connected to this space and place in an old earth type of way, in a lustful way. But you're moving beyond this, and it is releasing the burden of this dream and allowing you to heal from lust and keeping locked into old earth. But see, what is happening is you've been learning how to heal and use your sexual energy in a different way. And your sexual energy is sacred, and understanding, like, this is a deep space and place. This isn't taking life for granted. This isn't sitting, like we were talking about, at the dinner table and taking life for granted and looking around you at nature without you and taking life for granted. This is understanding the death and birth and life cycles of life, and the importance of life, and the sacredness of life, and the patterns of life, and how it's sacred, and not to just consume and live in lust and have your energy centers be out of whack and live in survival mode and just like you're just like a battery that's being drained. But and you're just living in your lower chakras. But to go beyond survival, to not just feed from lust, but to expand with your connection to God and life and spirit and the rest of this world, and to learn how to heal, to learn how to heal with patterns that are beyond this world, and to heal with your suffering, to use your suffering, to use understanding this in order to heal, to take back your time, to take back your energy, to be and live within God's world, which is the real world, not to live in these artificial programs that are telling you who to be and what to do. So here is what you've been ending. You've been ending the clash of the old you with the new you, the old world with the new world. The structure had to stop battling itself through you. And in order to do that, you had to find patience in order to see everything that you needed to see when you fell down the rabbit hole, saw all these deeper truths, like you're waiting for God to literally rescue you from within. Like, because you went to some deep spaces and places where you just literally cried out to God, but you're having patience in order to nurture the structure, in order to nurture whatever adversity you went through, to heal from that. And you have had the patience to put all the positives and expand with the light within the negative right here. And that is where you're being forced to expand with sulfur. Mercury, the feminine, expands with sulfur, the masculine, and you're formless here. And now what has happened is you're leaving the Hanged Man through temperance, okay? You've done this work with the Father. You understand how to act through having this sacred lustful experience. It was sacred within relationships in order to understand what you are putting into formation here with your love. Let your fears dissolve. That's what you're being asked to do as you move from the cup of lust with the Ace of Cups, and forgive this world, forgive the experience. Something is birthed here with creation for all this work that you're doing, and to use your sexual energy in a different way, in a sacred way. You're birthing something here. And you also understand that death feeds life. You've gotten a valuable lesson in understanding how death feeds life. So let's see what's happening here, what's being activated. And as the wheel turns here and you're like, okay, God, like, I'm ready to go. I've seen what I need to see. I've done what I need to do. Understand what I need to understand. Like, come and pick me up now. You're going from the 10 of Wands and where you are here because you're having an ending with how you act and living in this land of how everybody acts. You're shifting dimensions. You got your lessons. You've evolved. You understand how to nurture the structure. You've evolved in this space and place. And so now you're going to have a celebration. And God is literally going to shift dimensions with you. Through a rest, though. Through a separation of what is no longer serving you here. And we know there's your invitation to your sacred event, and it happens here. There's the transformation. Okay, with God. The new moon in Sagittarius. Guru with opposition. And the red goddess Gaia. You are faced with two conflicting paths, neither of which is obviously the correct one to take. There is a sense of taking 2 paces forward and 1 back. And we know what you're birthing is your dreams. Your lavish abundance as you give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. We talked about this last time we met up too. And that is working on your 10 of Pentacles within Capricorn season. From the old to the new, right? Inspiration or escape. But you're in a state of transcendence. Energy waves emanate from his head and shoulders. Beneath are birds, right? Representing spiritual enlightenment. This is moving the energy up the spine. To have enlightenment. And this is how you're literally being rescued and being saved. It's happening right here. By moving your energy up your spine to shift dimensions, which is connected to your manifestation. All right, now makes perfect sense that the red goddess Gaia is here because it's Capricorn season. The key phrase is look for the Achilles heel. And the earth goddess Gaia, source and sustainer of all life, stands in an attitude both feminine and all-powerful. Universal Mother, the oldest of all divinities, she holds in her right hand a lotus staff. The opening and closing of the lotus symbolizes life in its eternally renewing essence. The staff is surmounted by a crescent moon above, which floats unsupported and pure crystal orb, signifying Gaia's great talent for foretelling the destiny of mankind. Look, from the earth springs a young plant curling and entwining her hair. Beneath the image are the symbol for the air sign. Look, we're gonna leave her on that. Okay. Look at that. Revealing that you will go to extremes to protect that which is precious to you. She shows that something you have produced is unacceptable to others, then you may have to take drastic steps in order to protect that which you have created. Eventually, out of the extreme nature of your response will come some good. She is the last of the red goddesses, and in her sustaining role seeks to see both sides of a situation before taking empathetic action. So look, the nature of air and Libra, remember, this is about creating stability within the air, to weigh the pros and cons of each situation in order to be sure that the eventual decision made is the correct one. There's a connection to October. Now, there's much information that's to be said in here. The lotus is opening and closing, symbolizing in its eternally renewing essence, which that's also what this is. This is death feeds life, but this is also the fertilization of life between the masculine and feminine, and everlasting life, and life beyond this world, to source itself, as well as the destiny of mankind, and you protecting something that you have produced that is connected to your purpose and your spiritual quest, your authenticity of yourself. But this is also a one love. Like, this is having conflict and feeling toxic situations, but through these toxic situations or conflict, you seeing yourself within yourself and yourself within others, and what you resonate with and what you don't. And there's something about within here what you will tolerate and what you won't, and it has to do with your purpose and what you came here to do, what you literally came here to create here. And apologizing, like there's some sort of apology between divine feminine and masculine. There's some sort of situation where I'm sorry, or like, even if it's a karmic situation, it doesn't even matter who it is. Like, stop putting labels on that stuff. It's just you against you. It's you with you. You're in single player mode. You're you with God. And that's really what you need to focus on, because this is all within to without. This work, like, you're going on beyond to work with the fabrics of the universe, like with source itself, and that's within yourself. That's the work you're doing. Okay, turn back. You're being asked to turn back and listen. Listen. This is for truth. You're being asked to listen to God right now, to stop what you're doing, to turn back, to turn around and listen to God. And see the light. Because you went down the rabbit hole. You're healing from what you saw, what you've seen. Having the courage to go one step further than you did last time. You went down the rabbit hole. Well, these cards are so barely used, can't even shuffle them around here. Okay. You saw the light. Turn around. Talk to God. Okay. The Magician. Then you're manifesting. This puts you in manifestation mode. You being with God, and it's a sound. Truth is a frequency. And you heal from where you're stuck. You heal from the lack of. You heal from where you're stuck. Like, you heal from where you want to go. You heal from where you want to go by going back within yourself Stop going without yourself. Don't look without yourself. That's the message. Go back within yourself and listen for God and follow the light. See the light. Expand with the light. And there's your manifestations, and you heal from lack of. And that's it. That's the 6. That's the 6 of air. And there she is, the Queen of Flowers. And with the 10 of Cups. Through expanding with God. Hearing God. Seeing the light. From within to without. After you fell down the rabbit hole. And now, it's about your authenticity. Right here. Accept love. Accept God's love. It's time for you to accept God's love. With the light from within to without. All right, much love. Until next time, I'm sending to you those good healing vibes.